Peace, beautiful people. It is I, Shogun K, bet like broad strats and 4 flats on a Cadillac. Sheesh, I'm here with it. Back with another video. Today's video is entitled, 3rd grade teacher gets charged with horrifying crime. So yeah, teachers is not exempt, and we know a lot of trauma, a lot of dangerous things can happen in school. Keep your eyes on your kids. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we get into this video. Let's get to it.
Was he laying here in bed and you moved him over off the ground?
And when I got up, and that's when I saw the blood. And he goes like this. I said, "What did you do? What did you do?" "I'm sorry, I didn't. I failed. I'm sorry. I didn't. Change his name."
This is what got me hella confused.
Okay.
If I was you, I'd be like, what the why would you clean him up? I mean, that's one thing I think is kind of little,
On November 29, 2020, police are called to the home of a distressed woman in Farmington, New Mexico, following a horrific discovery. Her husband has died. Right away, his injuries raise chilling questions, and investigators are left with the daunting task of uncovering the truth about his demise.
I'm just going to say this now, since everybody's recording. If you ever find me with multiple stab wounds in my chest, I didn't do it myself.
The following is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On the morning of November 29, 2020, around 5:40 a.m., authorities respond to a 911 call made by 47-year-old Heather Fernandez Hofer, a 3rd grade teacher, to report the death of her 49-year-old husband, Robert Hofer. Officers find her waiting for them outside her home.
Where is he, ma'am? Keep the door open, an officer coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, did you see what happened? Where's the blood coming from on him? On his chest?
And I fell asleep on the couch, and I came in here, and he was on the floor.
You're all gonna leave this door.
Ma'am, can you watch eyes? Can you check his pulse?
He's cold.
He's cold?
Old.
When did you last see him?
About 3, and I came in just now, and I guess he got his razor out. I don't know what he did. I don't know.
Oh, I know you ain't. Wait a minute. This thing has already taken a drastic turn. Are you trying to say that this guy grabbed a razor and offed himself with the razor? That's crazy. That story already sounds suspect already. Y'all in separate rooms. You get up out the middle of the night for no apparent reason. You ain't say you heard something or nothing. You just happen to wake up, go back into the room, and your husband's laying on the floor. And you're talking about you think he got a razor and just did that to himself with the razor? A razor? Gee, let's go.
You have any medical conditions, or what was he suffering from?
I don't know. I got up earlier. We were hanging out in his computer room, and he wanted to pie, and I made him pie. And then I brought him to bed, and he's like, it hurts.
His chest?
And I took his shirt off, and I don't know where I took it off, and I tried to clean it.
It's okay. Do you want to have a seat for me? I know what he cut himself with.
He said one of the steak knives, but I couldn't have.
Okay, let's not go reach around. I just don't want you to get cut, ma'am, in case it's sitting around here.
You were just talking about razors a second ago. He might have cut himself with razors. Now you saying a steak knife? How dumb do you think we are?
Again?
I don't want you reaching around just in case you get cut, okay?
Was he suicidal?
Not that I know of.
Was he laying here in bed and you moved him over off the ground?
And when I got up,
here, Sarge. No, the lacerations I'm seeing are deep enough and have a lot of blood protruding, but...
That's the thing. It's not deep. They weren't deep. They're not deep enough to kill him.
What medication does he take, ma'am? Or this is medication up here?
I don't want him to be like that, and I know he's...
We're going to take care of him. We're going to respect him, and we're going to take care of him for you.
There's a whole lot more.
106, I believe they're pulling up right now.
So it's my for that. Okay.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know.
It's okay.
We're gonna have somebody come and look at him, but we're gonna try and move him to a more accessible place. Is there any way that I can get you to step out, and we're gonna end up coming out that way, or do you want to wait until we move him? It's up to you. You can stay with him. It's just...
106.
Man, we can't cover him with a blanket, unfortunately.
We're gonna have to move him out because our medical examiners are gonna examine him. Okay.
Eventually, the officers are able to move Heather from the room. Due to the location of Robert's body, the officers decide to use a blanket to
Man, why is that bed that dirty, man? What's going on in here? Look. Brother, was he a coal miner? Why is the blanket that dirty? That's crazy. The room is all need to be cleaned in there, man. What's going on in here, bro?
shift him so there's easier access to the door, a choice they may soon come to regret.
We got him out of the door. They can come in.
As one of the officers takes a closer look at Robert's body, they make a shocking discovery, now realizing that this case is far more serious than they first believed.
Is it deep?
Actually, that one is pretty decent.
Like a puncture, huh?
Yeah, a few punctures.
Damn.
Got the puncture. Got the puncture. Got the puncture.
Wow.
Oh, man. We might have to call detectives. Call Sarge.
Yeah.
I know he's big. He's gonna need some help.
Now that's probably unlikely for someone to off themselves, stabbing themselves multiple times in the neck. You know what I'm saying? That first stab is going, if you don't do the job at the first one, bro, you screaming in pain. I don't see somebody doing that multiple times to themselves. That's what's already, taking me off the end.
I'll be back, okay, Heather?
We might have to call detectives.
Yeah, I will. Close the door.
Okay.
Hey, look, people, we're gonna figure out, okay?
After notifying the sergeant about their discovery, the other residents of the home are informed about Robert's passing. Heather's 28-year-old son, Tyler Hartzell, emerges from a back bedroom he shares with his girlfriend, Elizabeth Pinto, and their 2 children, including a 6-day-old baby.
Wait. When the cops and everybody's in the house, where are they at? They didn't hear the cops come in. They're not hearing the cops walking all through the house. They don't hear the mother crying. Why are they not on the footage up until now? What's going on?
Give my mom a hug. Yeah, absolutely. You can see everyone. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. I'm right here, okay? Let go.
So this man can't be your father. He definitely can't be your daddy. Cause I be screaming out, Dad, no, what the, no. You feel what I'm saying? That was my father, and I walked in on some shit like that. But he just saying, mama, no. So this couldn't have been your father. This must have been your stepfather. It couldn't have been your real daddy.
Mama. Well, breathe, okay? I need you to breathe. I know it sucks, but come on.
He's acting weird. He's acting weird.
Some big breaths with me, okay? Big breaths. I want to make you some coffee. Or... Mama, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette so I can calm down.
Yes, outside, sir.
Yeah, I have to brush my teeth.
Sorry.
Don't nobody care about your funky breath in the middle of a homicide? Ma'am, You are allowed to have funky breath in the middle of the night. You woke up and your husband has been unalive some kind of way. What are you worrying about the way your breath smell for? That'd be the last thing on my mind. I don't care how many H's I say. How you doing? Hello, W's. Who are you? Hey, listen, it's more bigger fish to fry than putting Colgate on your teeth, ma'am.
I'm just gonna follow you around everywhere.
That's fine. I don't care.
When detectives arrive at the home, the investigation into Robert's unusual death begins in earnest, starting with requesting permission to search the residence.
Are you okay to give?
So,
Our purpose,
fine.
because of what
That's-
because
yeah.
of the circumstances, these
Right.
aren't. This isn't abnormal. Okay, this isn't
right.
a normal death. So we want to
this is not
make
a normal
sure.
death? No.
Well, no, right.
No.
This is not right. So this is what we're trying to say is that you have rights. Okay.
Right. You guys are.
Okay.
But I have to throw a little disclaimer out.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
My big kids are potheads.
That's okay. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not interested in any of that.
I just had to. I had to. You know, that
No,
was the
that's-
whole look
yeah.
on my face.
Yeah.
You know, I know
Oh,
you guys
okay.
have to find everything and search everything, but
Yeah.
I was finna say it's awfully suspicious. She don't want them to search the house, but she's worried about some weed. Ma'am, just like your stinking breath in the morning after homicide, ain't nobody worrying about no weed in the crib. Ain't nobody worrying about that.
We're not concerned with that.
However, soon after Heather gives her consent to search the house, the officers make a concerning discovery, the details of which will come to light later. For now, they realize that nothing is quite as it seems, and they ask Heather, her son Tyler, and his girlfriend Elizabeth to head down to the Farmington police station. A convoluted story will soon emerge, leaving the detectives with the difficult task of uncovering the truth.
So, based on everything that we've looked at so far, I wanted to just interview you further. I think it's appropriate that I advise you of your rights. Okay.
I'm
So
not
what?
being charged with anything.
You're not being charged with anything. We don't have any charges against you. But again, I'm here. I've got to find out what happened. Okay. And in order to do that, I have to be more thorough in my questioning.
After agreeing to waive her rights, Heather gives some background about her relationship with Robert. Heather works as a third-grade teacher and at the local library.
She looks so pleasant. I'm hoping that she ain't had nothing to do with it. She looks like a nice lady. She looks like one of them teachers you meet at parent-teacher conference where they're very nice. They shake everybody's hand. They smile. They tell you your kid is doing a great job in class, and it's a joy to have them in class. That's the kind of look that she gives, but you never buy it. Not never buy. You never judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely don't buy it based off the cover either. See where I was going? I landed the plane there.
It was there that she met Robert about a year ago. The two had just married on September 5th, 2020, around 12 weeks earlier. Heather then begins to recount the events of the evening, beginning with her and Robert spending time together while he played the video game Fallout. She says the only time she left his side that night was to warm him up some pie.
We did have a drink,
Okay. What did you have to drink?
gin and ginger ale.
Okay, both of you?
Yes.
Just one drink? Each of you? Okay. So you guys, at some point, did you move from the office to the, did he move from the office to the bedroom? What happened?
Yes,
Okay.
I walked his.
Walked him over to the bedroom, okay, from the office. And you said something to the effect that he was complaining of some pain
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Describe that again.
It just, it hurts. I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
You know, because he, one day it's his elbow and one day it's this, you know, he kind of, you know,
Okay.
so I was like, what hurts? What hurts?
And did he tell you?
Not at that time, no.
Okay, he just says it hurts. Was he pointing to anything when he said it hurts? Okay, and you didn't inquire any further than what you just said? You
Yeah.
asked him and he didn't explain?
He didn't explain.
Okay.
Instead of joining her husband in bed, Heather went out to the couch to scroll on her phone before returning to the bedroom to use the bathroom.
And what happened then?
And that's when I saw the blood.
And was he awake or
Come on, man.
Y'all believe this story at all? So far, I don't believe nothing she's talking about. Your husband kept saying it hurts, and you're not going to find out what hurts. You're not going to make sure he's not having a stroke, a heart attack, anything internally bleeding. You guys are in your 40s. It could be all kind of health issues going on. If somebody is saying it hurts, you probably want to find out what it is. The fact that you just walked them back to the bedroom and just left it at, oh, it hurts. What hurts? He didn't tell me. I left it alone. What? And then the fact y'all have been married for 3 months. 3 months. Y'all is fresh into this relationship. So that's not your son. That ain't his pappy. That's why he ain't show no remorse for that dead body. Excuse me. Let me be respectful. He ain't show no remorse for your husband's body being sprawled out in the bedroom. He was more concerned about you than that person at all, or screaming, "What the hell happened? Did somebody break in? Was it? What's going on?" You feel me?
Sleeping. When you saw the blood.
He was awake because it's like it hurt. Again, he said that's when he said it hurt again. And I took his shirt off, which you guys have, the shirt and the jacket.
The location of Robert's shirt had been brought up earlier by the initial officers on the scene. At first, Heather couldn't remember where she put the shirt before cleaning Robert's wounds.
But we can't really go touching anything or moving around clothes, okay?
What wounds?
At this point. But you said you took it off of him before he went back to bed? Okay, so Heather, like I said, we don't need to dig around. If you know where it's at, we'll just...
Heather, we'll just wait in the kitchen.
I feel like that's probably it. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at it, and we'll pull it out when detectives get here, okay, Heather?
We'll just wait in the kitchen, okay, ma'am?
Heather, we're just going to step out this way, okay? I think that's probably going to be it, but we're not going to touch anything, okay?
I can't remember the shirt.
That's okay.
That's okay. That's the shirt. I'll just put it on the bed, that's fine.
And I cleaned him up. And I'm like, "What did you do? What did you do?"
Uh-huh. And what did he say?
He used a steak knife.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yet when deputies first arrived on the scene,
She said razors. Let's see if they bring up the razors.
Heather speculated about what Robert may have used.
I guess
Told you.
he got his razor out.
See what I'm saying?
I don't know what he did.
Boy, the lies. When you start lying, you gotta stack them. Why am I messing up my words today? You gotta stack them like damn Jenga. The problem is though, once they start asking questions, they be pulling out the foundation till that bit fall, baby. I don't trust her.
So it's like, if you were to do your best to quote what he said to you, what exactly did he say to you at that point? He's saying it hurts, and you said, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
And then what did he say?
And that's when I saw the blood.
Okay.
And he goes like this. I said, "What did you do? What did you do?" And he, does the whole gesture.
Uh-huh.
And when, where, what? And that's when he said he's the steak knife.
Okay. When do you think this happened? When do you think that the lacerations occurred? When do you think?
Had to be before he went to bed around 11 or midnight.
So sometime like after pie and sometime before bed?
Yeah.
Okay. But to be clear, you didn't see him do this?
I didn't see him do it.
Okay.
With Heather unable to say when Robert's injuries occurred, detectives also questioned the other two adults in the home, starting with Heather's son Tyler. His testimony will eventually prove to be the most enlightening, but likely not in the way anyone anticipated. Tyler explains that in March he suffered a traumatic brain injury when he fell off a longboard and now takes medication at night, which he says knocks him out completely.
I don't know what happened when I went to bed, if I think I started arguing. I'm not saying my mom's guilty, don't think I am, but of course, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, I don't think she did it," when I don't know what happened,
With this interesting beginning to Tyler's interview, investigators ask him about the dynamics of his mother's relationship with Robert.
How are things between your mom and Robert? They've always been really good, like every time, like even if I'd start getting frustrated with my mom about something, Robert would always come and defend her, and he'd be like, "She's my wife, so like I have to do what she wants," and they were always really cool. I never heard them fight. I never even had the I think they're fighting, or none of that really ever happened. They're really sexual though. I know that because me and my mom got that kind of relationship. Because she was saying when they search my house, they're gonna find some stuff. I was like, oh, Mama. She's like,
Oh, Mom, keep that to yourself. Oh,
Come on, man.
no, Mom, I don't want to hear about your sexual innuendos. I don't want to hear about your sex life and how y'all getting it in. And they might find all kind of dildos and plungers and beads and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. You keep that to yourself. That's something you take to the grave with you. As far as I'm concerned, we got the amount of brothers and sisters I have. That's how many times my mother has ever had intercourse. Okay. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, if a baby didn't come out, my mom was not out there doing that kind of thing. You feel me? And that's for the record. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Boys R Us kid. I'm like, oh, okay.
Investigators also spoke with Elizabeth, Tyler's girlfriend, and she shared her thoughts about Heather and Robert's relationship.
To kind of go off of that, how would they treat each other?
Really good. Like they would be together all the time, and they always had a really good time with whatever they were doing.
Elizabeth, Tyler, and their 2 small children had moved into Heather and Robert's house in September, about 2 months earlier. Heather was financially supporting her son and his children, along with Robert, who had lost his job at the library due to COVID.
Okay.
He previously worked as a nuclear operator on submarines during his time with the Navy. In an EWU exclusive interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, gave some insight into how Tyler and Elizabeth ended up living with Heather and Robert.
When he realized that Tyler's girlfriend was several months pregnant and they didn't have transportation, she needed to go to doctor's appointments, and so Robert talked Heather into them going down to Albuquerque and moving Tyler and his girlfriend to Farmington to live with them.
What has it been like? What's been the atmosphere?
It's pretty good. They're just all. It's kind of like a honeymoon thing. Like they're all over each other, but they've also been like that since they got together and as a relationship.
You mentioned kind of honeymoonish, so
yeah.
That usually doesn't entail any arguing. Have you noticed any arguing or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
Occasional. Why she put that there, or simple little things like that. But I've never really seen them actually argue and get mad at each other.
Okay.
Back in her interview, Heather describes Robert's wounds, which she examined after removing his shirt and cleaning them.
Were they bleeding? And I know this is hard, but I gotta ask the hard questions. How bad were they bleeding when you saw them?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
When you mean not bad?
I'm sorry. Somebody tells me they start stabbing themselves with a steak knife. I'm probably going to take them to the hospital. Is it just me? Am I tripping? If somebody says they're stabbing themselves with a steak knife, I don't think this is something that we could just put Neosporin on and tell them to sleep it off.
Was there just a little bit of blood coming out, or were they bleeding at all, or
Just a little bit of blood. That's how it looks.
just kind of oozing out a little bit, or just kind of slowly coming out, but not squirting? Yeah, okay, nothing like that. Okay, so he was bleeding. Okay,
And you guys saw the blood on the bed.
yeah.
Oh, that's blood on the bed. I thought it was just a dirty mattress. Remember earlier, I was like, why is the mattress so dirty? I'm like, what does he do? Clean chimneys or work in coal mines? Like, that's blood. That's blood all over the bed. It looks black. I thought it was dirt. I would think that this was blood. Doesn't this like blood here on the pillow? I thought this was dirt. This like it'd be blood. But let's see.
That's not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Heather wasn't the only one to believe that Robert's wounds weren't serious, at least at first.
Me and my dad up. He was lying right here. Door was cracked about this much for us to walk in over him. And then the wounds look super superficial. Like they're scratches. Okay.
The investigators currently at Heather's house at the same time that her interview was taking place also noted that there wasn't very much blood in the bedroom.
I don't know how you get face down here.
With no blood?
Right, because to move, you have to be what?
Alive.
Alive,
And
right?
moving.
And if you're alive and you're now face down,
Blood is going to be spilling.
what are you going to do? Bleed.
And bleed.
Right? So I don't know how you get from the bed alive,
With that.
here, dead, face down,
And
with no blood anywhere.
The mystery of the lack of blood would eventually be solved. But
Go and get that blue light, indigo light, red light special, whatever you want to call it, the TLC light. Go and get that light and see where that blood splatter really at. Let's see what they really cleaned up, because they had hours to do something before they reported this.
for now, Heather continues with the timeline of events. It's soon that the first concerning discrepancy emerges.
You mentioned that since he had wet the bed, you weren't going to sleep in the bed.
No, I went back to the couch.
Went back to the couch.
Heather had mentioned Robert wetting the bed earlier while waiting for detectives to arrive.
Now, anybody know, typically a dead body, it releases urine and fecal matter because the muscles that hold your urine and your fecal matter back, once you're dead and gone, they're released. And that's the first thing a dead body does is release urine. And if any poop in the poop chute, you feel me, it's going to release it. So that's already weird. That man was just not pissing on the bed every day. I don't think you would have been married to a man who pisses in the bed every day. This dude, that was a dead body, and the muscle that holds your urine in was released, and he peed on the bed. Come on, man.
So then you went back to sleep on the sofa again?
On the sofa. Yeah, because he peed. Sorry.
He peed in the bed.
Yes.
Is that normal for him?
No.
No.
I was mad. Sorry, bad words.
Yep.
Truth comes out. I ain't laying in the piss bed.
How did you find him when you went in there at 5?
He was face down.
Okay.
He was, the school laptop that was in there. He was his face down on there.
So his face was on that? Okay.
Yeah. And he was on the ground, of course. So I rolled him over. And
take your time. You're second. Yourself. Too.
He had puked.
Okay.
And I says, obviously, I got.
According to police documents, they never located any vomit in the bedroom. Heather has also made it clear that she discovered Robert unresponsive on the ground around 5 a.m. But in Elizabeth's interview, she recounts hearing something that may put this claim in question.
I wake up with the baby and everything, and so I was up a couple times throughout the night. I didn't hear anything, and then I think around 4:30 or 5. I'm not exactly too sure the time.
4:30 or 5? Okay.
It was about that time.
Okay.
I heard Heather crying, and she called somebody. Or I'm pretty sure she called the U.S.
Elizabeth recalls hearing crying sometime before Heather's 911 call, which came in at 5:42 a.m., begging the question, is the timeline wrong, or is something missing from Heather's story?
And since the time you have known him or that you've been with him, he's made no mention of any suicide, or he's had no suicidal tendencies or ideations?
No.
He hasn't been...
Not since we've been together, no.
And he's not on any medication for depression or
No.
anything like that?
No.
That you know of? Okay.
In his interview, Tyler shared something similar.
So he's never made comments to you about him wanting to hurt himself recently, and you didn't see anything unusual in the last couple of days?
No.
Like that. Okay.
No argument, no fight or anything like that? Okay.
That's why I don't understand. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Just like when we were eating and we're talking and he's like, I finally found my person. Well, you married me and he has Asperger's. Well,
Yeah.
Asperger's, right?
Yeah.
And I love you,
Yeah.
And we were talking about how, like, we finally found our person.
Yeah.
I married the most compassionate and kind woman I've ever met today. Truly a lovely and caring woman. I also gained a grandson and 3 amazing stepsons. I am a very happy man. Okay, that's how he felt about you. I want to know if Robert had any life insurance, because now I'm thinking about the fact that your salary as a 3rd grade teacher is taking care of him because he got laid off of COVID, your son, his girlfriend, and your grandbabies. Last time I checked, teachers don't make that much damn money. Hell no, not to take care of all that. Did Robert have any life insurance policies?
Okay.
So I don't know.
Would you say he seemed happy last night going to bed? There was no issues.
He's been happy.
Okay.
He's been so happy.
It seems Robert's sister Sonia agreed with Heather about this.
I can tell you for sure that during the last 12 months of his life since he met Heather, That was the happiest period of his entire life.
Wow.
He was working at the Farmington Public Library, and a mutual friend introduced him to Heather. They hit it off, and it was just this amazing relationship.
During their investigation, authorities tracked down Robert's first wife, who shared that they'd remained in sporadic contact, occasionally messaging over Facebook. In fact, she'd received a concerning message from him about a year and a half earlier.
In 2019, he sends just this. I did not cut deep enough.
I'm making a mess.
Oh, no.
So seeing this bothered me. And clearly.
And that was in 2019, June of 2019.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, man, have I been wrong the entire time? Could a man commit suicide that way? Stabbing himself multiple times in the neck until he hit the right spot? What y'all think? I don't know. It still sounds fishy to me.
If I had seen this,
Yeah.
I would have reached out to him. I mean, this was bothersome to me.
Is that the last messages
That's
too?
the last.
Interesting.
It says I didn't stab deep, or I didn't cut deep enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if he's cutting someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what he's cutting.
What he's cutting, yeah.
It doesn't say, like, once I calm down a little bit and breathe through it, I'm like, he's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been talking about, cutting tomatoes.
Cooking or something.
Right.
Yeah.
With this odd final message from Robert in mind, the investigators asked his ex-wife about his mental health.
When you guys were together, was he ever depressed enough that he would talk about suicide or anything like that?
I would say that I think he probably did really suffer from depression. And like I said, he started drinking heavily, and he would call very sad and tearful. He never ever mentioned that he was going to hurt himself
or
suicide, anything like that.
Tyler had also been aware of Robert's drinking.
Does he drink a lot?
He drinks every night.
How much do you see? From what you can see.
I've seen them drink 2/5 Crown Royal.
Who's they?
Him and my mom.
Oh, between each other?
Oh. Your
He
mom be
drinks
drinking too.
a 5th of vodka pretty much every night.
Wow.
Or a 12-pack of beer every day.
Wow.
I've never seen him go a day without drinking.
When investigators accessed Heather's text messages, they revealed that she was more than aware of Robert's alcohol consumption. In one message, Heather wrote to Robert, "You know you can't be drinking because I can't take her tonight, right?" To which he replied, "Yes, dear." Another time, Robert told Heather that he felt terrible, and she replied, "I'm sure you did nothing but drink all day yesterday. What did you expect? You planning on drinking today?" On other occasions, Heather asked Robert to promise me no booze and to please take it easy.
Wow.
In her interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, also mentioned his struggles with alcohol.
He struggled with alcoholism his entire life, and he always felt kind of socially on the outside. And the reason why is we are confident that he had undiagnosed Asperger's.
She also shared that Robert left the Navy and then worked.
Stop. What is Asperger's? I don't know what that is. That sounds weird to even say. What is I've heard it before, but I don't know what it is. Asperger's syndrome is a former diagnosis that was merged into the broader category of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, in 2013. Today, individuals who might have received an Asperger's diagnosis are now diagnosed with ASD, typical at low support level. Social and communication difficulties, restricted and repetitive behaviors, average or superior intelligence, atypical use of language, sensory and motor differences. So he's on the spectrum, but I don't see nothing about depression though. Social interactions, restricted and repetitive patterns or behaviors. So that might be the drinking, a repetitive pattern of behavior, right? The constant drinking. I don't see nothing that says he was depressed and might have, offed himself.
Worked at Fuji.
He was with that job for a while and then had a fallout from that job. And so then he moved back home. And then just during those years, the alcoholism just really built up because he was so unhappy and not making progress in his life like he wanted.
The detective speaking with Heather won't confront her about this just yet and takes a break, returning with a new set of questions for her.
Now, you didn't see anything? He didn't make any mention to you?
No.
But, so that's telling me that something happened before he went to bed. This all would have had to have happened before he went to bed, if what you're telling me is true. Otherwise, there might be something else that we find out later that might be different. But from your statement alone, you're saying that it's pointing towards something happened probably in that office?
Probably.
Okay.
But like I didn't see anything. I don't know when he did this. Sorry. I see nothing.
Why you took the glasses off after you said, I didn't see anything? Why you want to clean your glasses now, ma'am? We are hours after the homicide. You feel me? Why are you cleaning them glasses now? Somebody make it make sense. Why is she cleaning the glasses now?
I did not see him do this.
Okay.
Earlier, Heather had stated that there was only one time Robert was alone that evening before going to bed.
So he wanted pie.
Yeah, who doesn't want pie?
I hope I love pie. So you warmed him some pie.
Right.
Okay. And then he ate the pie?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he went to bed?
Heather says that the only time Robert could have hurt himself was while she was warming up the pie. However, this would mean that his injuries would have had to have gone unnoticed for hours.
And where did steak knife come from? If he's at the desk playing a video game or something like that, and you heat him up a pie, if he hurt himself before you got back to him with the pie, where did that steak knife come from? Y'all just keeping random knives laying around in different bedrooms? Is that what's going on?
Prior to going to bed. As well, the steak knives are kept in the kitchen, and so she would have likely seen him grab one.
I'm a little concerned as well with why you first see his injuries and then don't do anything.
I didn't think they were that bad. I really don't. They didn't look deep.
Okay, but he's complaining that he's hurting prior to bed.
I didn't see him when he went to bed. That's the thing.
Though Heather is stating this now,
she said she walked him back
said
there
earlier.
And then he went to bed about 11 or midnight. That's about as far as you and I got earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happened after that?
And then he said, that's when he was like, it hurts. I was like, what are you talking about? It hurts. And I saw blood on him. And he took his shirt off, cleaned it up.
Since her questioning at the station began, Heather has stated that she cleaned Robert's wounds when she went into the bedroom around 3 a.m. However, initially she said she cleaned his wounds when he first went to bed. The deviations in her story only become more alarming from here.
Okay, but
you know what I mean? I did not see him.
Right, you didn't see the injuries before bed, but you hear him.
Or anything.
Yeah, but you heard him complain. He said he was hurt, his chest hurt. Yeah.
But he gets like that when he gets his migraines.
Right.
And,
so that's understood. But then when you went in the next time, and he says according to you, he says they're self-inflicted. In any case, that's cause for concern. Okay, right. I would kind of liken it. I'm married. I also have kids. If anyone in my family, if I found that they stabbed themselves, if they said they stabbed themselves with a steak knife, I would be concerned.
Me too.
I would, one, because I would be concerned that they might have some injuries, okay? And even if they're superficial, my next concern would be, I don't want to leave them so that they can potentially harm themselves again or more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
So how do you explain that?
Honestly, I didn't think they were that bad. I didn't realize that they were as bad as they were. I didn't realize it.
Okay.
I didn't.
During her initial statement, Heather had explained her reasoning.
I didn't think it was that. I really didn't think it was that bad. Because the steak knife, you really can't. I didn't. They're not even like. Sure. And I didn't notice any of them.
They're not kind of like what? A steak knife, man? We talking about a knife used to cut open cow's flesh? I know you wasn't finna say they're not even that sharp and they really can't do too much damage. You didn't say a butter knife, ma'am. You said a steak knife. You feel what I'm saying? With the ridges and the sharp ends to cut and break through flesh, to break through the dead carcass of an animal. You talking about that kind of steak knife?
So I was like,
And what about like the discussion like after he said he stabbed himself with the steak knife? What then? I mean, you just what happened?
I didn't see any steak knife missing. You know, that's the thing.
But obviously he cut himself with something. Like what was? You didn't any further say why are you doing this?
I didn't.
Let's get you some help.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I failed. I'm sorry. I didn't.
You wouldn't let a third grader in your class get away with a story like that with so many gaps and so many, I didn't do this. It just doesn't make sense to why you wouldn't ask certain questions, why you wouldn't do certain things if someone was in harm's way. If these were students and the student was telling you they don't know how Michelle cut herself with the scissors, they didn't see her do it, they just saw her earlier that day and she said her hand hurts. And, you know, you wouldn't just allow that. You'd be like, wait, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you call somebody? Why didn't you check on it? What did it look like? It'd be a plethora, you feel me, of questions you would have for that third grade student. So don't be trying to hit us with the, I'm sorry, I failed you. I didn't know. I don't know. No. You know more than what you letting on.
I didn't.
The whereabouts of the steak knife was a main concern when detectives first arrived at Heather's home, and after she gave them permission to search for it, they made a startling discovery.
Where's that? In the kitchen.
So he stabbed himself with the steak knife and then put the steak knife back in position. Hey, he put it back in there. He said, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, man. Yo, I ain't gonna clean this bad boy off, because if he found it, it's probably some blood on it. So you can go ahead and just, blood is blood, meat is meat, cut is a cut, a stab is a stab, a shank is a shank. You feel me?
Oh, yeah. Maybe?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Did
we haven't yet.
Okay. We're going to pull everybody out. We're just going to get a search warrant.
Yeah.
At this point.
So you want me to leave this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now. And we'll go from there.
I documented where it was at, so today.
Okay.
So, I guess I'm okay with them dragging up themselves, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but that was in with the rest of the knives.
Yeah, this was in with all the knives, so I started pulling from the top down.
That doesn't make sense either.
And it was.
Why would it be there?
Yeah.
Right.
They were stashed on with everything else. I can't tell like any ridges or anything, but just the depth of it. It's about there.
Yeah.
Because everything else there's clean.
Yeah.
It was this discovery that prompted the detectives to bring Heather, Tyler, and Elizabeth in for questioning. According to Tyler, Heather had been aware of this finding.
What did your mom tell you?
My mom said that he got stabbed, or he stabbed himself, something like that. But I don't know. We were on the way over here. She's like, I don't know what happened. He had some puncture wounds, and they found the knife, and he pissed himself. And that's all I really remember.
They found a knife?
They found the knife in the butcher block. So she told me.
And the other issue I have with that is why is there not a knife missing? Do you know what I'm saying? If he did this to himself,
right?
Why would he put a knife back?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is I don't know. I know I didn't do this.
Okay.
I did not do this. I love him. We were talking about how much we're our people. We finally found home.
Yeah.
Finally found home.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know. I don't know.
Heather had made similar protestations when the first officers arrived at her house.
No, it's our normal procedure, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of warn you ahead of time. They're gonna probably collect your shirt and take pictures of you and your hands. Just because
I didn't do anything.
It's okay. It's just procedure.
I didn't do anything.
Well, let me step out for a second, and I'll be right back. Let me talk to my supervisor and see what they think. Okay?
In Tyler's interview, he begins to share some of the doubts playing on his mind.
My mom was just broken. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. She said she feels guilty. That's what she says. She feels guilty.
What did you ask her when she said that?
She just said it out of the blue.
Why does she feel guilty?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ask her why she felt guilty?
I did, and I was like, well, Mom, I was like, if you feel guilty, bro, then just tell him you feel guilty. You know, it's not like she did anything. But, yeah, that's what she said. She said that while we were in that room, all three of us together.
Wow.
I think she probably feels guilty because she didn't catch on to, like, if he was feeling some type of way. You know what I mean?
The detective returns to speak with Heather, this time ready for a confrontation.
Well, howdy again, partner.
Howdy. Okay, so
Heather, this ain't the time for no damn jokes. Talking about some old howdy again, partner. You think we friends up in this joint? Well, howdy again, partner. Ma'am, you are here for a homicide. Murder. This is not the time for jokes.
a couple of things I didn't ask before too, just trying to think of things so I don't leave anything out. How come you didn't just go to bed with him and lay down and like look at do your social media and Facebook there in the bed? How come you didn't go to bed with him?
Well, because I have ruined many pairs of glasses laying down on my phone or reading a book, and I just got these.
Okay.
And I just really wasn't ready to go to bed.
Okay.
How's that for an answer?
Okay.
Earlier, Heather had an entirely different explanation about why she didn't get into bed with Robert.
On the sofa. Yeah, because he peed. Sorry.
He peed in the bed.
Yes.
Is that normal for him?
No.
No.
I was mad. Sorry, bad words. Truth comes out. I ain't laying in the pit.
Truth comes out. You said it yourself. It's coming out, it's coming out of your pores. It's coming out of your flesh, out of your vocals, out of your own stories, out of your lies. The truth is prevailing, ma'am.
The detective then returns to the details of the timeline.
So explain to me, you said you cleaned him up?
Yeah, well, I never had, I took his shirt off.
Uh-huh.
And I cleaned. They didn't,
What was he saying at this point when you cleaned him up?
He wasn't saying anything.
But he was awake?
Wonder why.
More or less,
More or less?
What do you mean, more or less?
What?
Was he completely coherent? No, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Were you concerned about that?
Well, he was asleep. You know what I mean?
Once again, Heather's initial statement comes back to haunt her.
Had he been asleep prior to saying anything, or is he kind of awake still?
He was awake.
Heather also clarifies that she'd used a washcloth to clean Robert's wounds, and the investigators soon discover it at the scene.
There is a washcloth in here, but there's not a lot of blood on it.
Well, it doesn't look like, this is not an absorbent.
No.
The detective's questioning then takes a turn.
What all is on those computers? You gaming? What else might be on there?
Oh yeah, there's gaming. You'll find some pictures
What are we talking about?
of us.
What do you mean? You have to explain that to me. Are we talking like naked pictures?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Were you guys both into that type of thing?
Only with each other,
Okay.
obviously.
What types of things are we going to see on there?
So, what do you mean?
Well, we're adults. You can tell me. I'm like, what are you guys into? Like, what are you guys?
You'll just see pictures of us, and you'll see a couple videos, and because he likes to watch.
Okay.
Liked, I should say.
Okay. Were you guys into like any type like BDSM or anything like that type of stuff?
No, but you'll find out in the top floor of my room.
Like what type of stuff?
Toys and stuff.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about with like BDSM
Yes,
and all
I
that
do.
stuff. You guys didn't like to tie each other up or hurt each other or anything like that. That wasn't your thing, your guys' thing, his thing, or your thing.
It wasn't his thing.
Okay, your thing.
Years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and years ago.
A similar discussion comes up in Tyler's interview.
He's complained about her sexual habits.
Is it too much for him?
Yeah, because sometimes my mom's been, since she's been 17, she's had kids. You know what I mean? So she's been in control of everything. So she likes to be.
She a damn dominatrix, sound like to me. Mm-hmm. She wants you to put on a leash and crawl for this cookie boy. Mm-hmm. Get on all fours and crawl over here. You took too long. Backhand to the face. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounded like to me. What y'all think?
The one being controlled, and he's like, no, you know? So he's talked to me about that, but.
Anything crazy?
No.
Where like they hurt each other or anything like that?
No. I wouldn't think that they hurt each other sexually. Like, I know they get tied up.
You stuttered a little bit about it, so I was like, oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, no. But not anything different than a normal BDSM type of person, you know?
The detective with Heather then tries to understand her temperament.
Well, when you get pissed, do you just yell at him or do you become physical?
I'm not a physical person.
Okay.
I am not a physical person.
It's never gotten physical between you and your husband?
Nope.
That you can remember?
It's never gotten physical between us.
What about with you and Tyler? Anything ever gotten physical?
Oh, Tyler and I?
Uh-huh.
We're two peas in a pod.
Uh-huh. So what does that mean? You mean it hasn't, you've never gotten in a fight with Tyler at all, or?
Oh, when he was younger.
Uh-huh. What about since he's moved back with you?
No.
No?
I mean, we have argued a few times because, you know, he'll wake up and he'll be in a bad mood or whatever, and then he'll take it out on everybody, and I won't even have my coffee yet. I'll tell him to just shut up, just shut up.
Yeah. Have you ever punched him?
No.
Did you ever hit you or anything like that?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Recently, as a 30-year-old? Yeah? She's a pretty feisty woman for her small height, huh? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Let's just say when I was a kid and they were like, I'd get in trouble in school. Who are you calling, your dad or your mom? Call my dad every single time.
Usually it's the other way around. Let me call my mom.
Yeah, because the other day we got, because Robert would be like, you know, we're going to do this as a family. And then it wouldn't happen. And I'd be like, come on, bro, don't be telling my son you're going to do something with him and not do it. And then my mom got mad at me and I was like, well, you guys stopped the whole world to go to his mom's house, but you guys can't take an hour to hang out with my son. And she got mad and then, like, she hit me.
How? Oh, close fist.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was this?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It seems Tyler has a lot on his mind, and this conversation triggers him to share some of his thoughts.
Why not? Okay. This is what got me hella confused. Okay? If I was you, I'd be like, what the you know? How would you clean him up? Why the would you do that? You know? Just leave everything there. You know what I mean? Leave it how it is. I mean, that's one thing I think is kind of a little, That's what I think is
maybe a little sketched out on your mom right now? It is a stay between us. I mean, just be honest with us. No.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think he stabbed himself. I think that's, you know, but honestly, I don't know what happened because they were both pretty drunk last night. Because I know when my mom gets really drunk, she's like, I love you, son. Oh, I love you so much. And I'm like,
the feelings come out.
I'm like, all right, Mom, like, you're feeling it. You're feeling it.
Earlier, Heather had claimed that both she and Robert only had one drink. Yet Tyler's interview has once again contradicted her.
Did you have more than that to drink?
Yeah.
How much? So be honest with me, how much did you guys have to drink that night?
I don't know how much he had to drink. I had 2 drinks.
Okay, 2 drinks. Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier was gin and ginger ale.
Gin and ginger ale, yeah.
Is that what you had before too?
Yeah.
What does he like to drink?
Well, he'll drink it like this and then chase it with soda.
So you guys been together pretty much over a year, about a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell when he's been drinking?
Oh yeah.
You know, when he's drunk or hit that kind of that threshold? Was he at that threshold last night? Was he drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could have swore early on they said they had been together for like 12 weeks. Y'all remember them saying something about 12 weeks? Let me know.
How come you didn't tell me this before?
It's not something I'm proud of.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having drinks and getting a little silly, you know, every once in a while, getting drunk every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless it's a problem. Is this a problem?
No.
Okay. This isn't. Do you guys drink heavily on a regular basis or just on an occasional basis?
Occasional.
And last night was one of those occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you talk about your mom, you paint her out to be like this very sweet, loving person who's just like right now is a good example where you're like, listen, son, you know, press for cash, we gotta make it last. Can you do 3 days? But then like, I guess if you catch her at a bad time, she's just like flips the script just like that. Is that how it really is, or?
Yeah.
While the interviews have been taking place, a key piece of information was uncovered, and the detective now decides to show his hand.
So,
what y'all think it is? Did they crack open her cell phone? What you think she was Googling? What she was looking at her cell phone? How to get rid of a body? How to off somebody? How to clean up blood? You know what I'm saying? How long it take a body to start? You know, all that type of stuff. Let's see.
There's something I haven't told you. Okay, I'm going to tell you now. But we spoke to some of your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
They actually heard yelling. They heard a male and a female's voice yelling from your house early in the morning.
Mm.
How do you explain that?
I don't remember yelling.
Okay, but you all said that you never argue.
We don't argue.
Okay, so who's yelling?
How you don't remember? You only had 2 drinks, remember, ma'am? Only 2 drinks.
I don't know.
Because if Tyler and Lizzie went to bed at 8:30, 9:30
But if we were
o'clock,
yelling, they would have heard it. Tyler and Lizzie would have heard it.
Tyler says he sleeps like the dead when he's in there.
And Lizzie would have heard it. If we were yelling, they would have heard it.
Heather is right, and for once, Tyler doesn't dispute her claim.
I didn't hear anything. I was asleep.
Investigators were able to contact the neighbor who shared exactly what they'd heard.
Well, I'm not too entirely sure. It was like, I think around 4 or 3 maybe, early in the morning at some time. I didn't look at the clock or anything, but I heard yelling. Well, it didn't sound like a violent yelling. It just seemed like it was yelling like someone enjoying the time or something like that.
Do you know, did it sound like a male's voice or a female's voice or both on the yelling?
Probably both.
While it's clear many elements of this case aren't adding up, Tyler's questioning comes to an end, and he's joined by Elizabeth. Whether or not Tyler is aware that he's still being recorded is unclear, but he soon makes some of his most interesting statements.
I guess when you there, my mom said that she feels guilty. Violent? Mom, what do you mean by violent? Has she assaulted you? I don't know. So you're lying to me. And then I was like, well, honestly, like 2 weeks ago, you did. And he was like, all right, what was it about? And I was like, well, I was getting frustrated about, like, they say, oh, we're going to spend time with the kids and all this, and it never happened. So I told him, you guys are lying to my kids. And then she started hitting me, and he was like, all right, I guess the neighbors. Last night I heard yelling at like 2 in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. So now, niggas all like, let's go outside. I was like, all right. And then did you? He pulled over there and he's like, I'm gonna kill her right now. Did you stab him? No. I was in the room all night. Yeah. Well, they asked me. Well, they asked me if you had gone out in the middle of the night and was into me. Took his meds, he was asleep. I had to wake him up to drug baby. And he's like, why does she feel guilty? Why? He's like, here's another question I have to ask you. Who cleaned up the body? It's like, my mom said she cleaned him up. Like, why would she do that? You know?
This detail hasn't escaped the attention of detectives either.
I guess I'm a little concerned with the part where you cleaned him up. If you didn't have anything to do with his injuries, why are you cleaning him up?
Because I wanted to look at them. I wanted to see them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. And so when you clean them up, you, according to your statement, you didn't think they were that bad, but there was still blood coming out of them.
Just like a little. It wasn't like blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys saw the bed. There's not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Heather has admitted that she looked closely at Robert's wounds while cleaning him, and it was while taking a closer look at Robert's injuries that the first officers on the scene realized something was wrong.
Damn it.
Got the puncture. Got the puncture. Got the puncture.
Oh, man.
Who would stab themselves 3 times, though?
That's what I said.
That's what's got me. Like, what the?
So, Dan, I'm talking to Dan.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, dude. In my ball sack. You know? Like, I think you did it, dude. I'm not trying to accuse her. But nothing else would stab herself right here. She's acting really weird about it, too. Why would you say you feel guilty, dude? If you didn't do anything, you shouldn't even have that feeling, but nothing's adding up. It's like weird to me. How did the knife get back? Exactly.
Honestly, I just want to know. I want to know what happened to him.
I do too.
I think you do know. Honestly, I think you know what happened.
I didn't do this.
And if you do know what happened, let's just hear me out. I think you know what happened, and
I did not do this. I did not see this happen. I did not do this. I'm not a bad person. I'm not.
I mean,
regardless, you tied in this case, I don't want you teaching my kids nothing. No, ma'am. You have been officially released from your teaching duties, especially around kids. Only people you finna be teaching is them inmates.
It doesn't make sense.
He's 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
How would I be able to hurt him like that?
Because he was drunk?
I don't know.
Super drunk?
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. Everything I've seen, it's from what I'm seeing, I don't.
And last time I checked, a knife didn't discriminate. Y'all know about a knife discriminating?
Come on, man.
You ever heard of a knife saying, you know what, I'm not going to take my sharp end point and penetrate skin because he's 7'2"? I'm not going to go through this fat skin because he's 400 pounds. Oh, no. I'm not gonna cut into his flesh if he's 105 pounds. Knives don't discriminate, man. What are you talking about? They don't. Nah.
I think this is self-inflicted.
You think I did this?
I have not. I haven't come out and said that to you.
Okay.
But if he didn't do it to himself, somebody did. And there's not very many people in that house that would be capable of doing this.
Right.
Or would have reason to.
Right.
Okay? So that's what I'm trying to understand.
If I was a cop, I'd be right, bro. Sorry, dude, but I'm gonna have to take you to jail to figure all this out. You know?
Heather's questioning soon comes to an end, but before she's reunited with Tyler, the two exchange text messages. Tyler asks, "Mama, did you do anything?" Heather replies, "I didn't," and "Tyler, do you really think this is something I would do?" Tyler answers, "I don't think so, but I'm not the detective," resulting in Heather's reply, "I didn't do this, Tyler." Heather's phone would eventually prove to be a turning point in this distressing case. Heather, Tyler, and Elizabeth were released from the police station but not allowed to return home until the investigators finished their search.
Yeah, so just some really, really odd circumstances. And
She's saying it's suicide, yet she stabbed himself, and it's just nothing's adding up. I don't know.
Well, my big thing, okay, if he did, then the knife would still be in there. Why is it in here?
Yeah.
My thing is too is why are you gonna choose a steak knife when you have so many options for knives right in your room? I mean, this right here would be just as good as any steak knife.
Yeah. Well, this guy right here.
It's like a samurai sword. Oh, that's like a Spartan sword.
Gun is in here, which is right up on top of there.
That's what she said. So this is my thing too, is right, if you're gonna commit suicide,
Why not use that?
Yeah.
wouldn't you use a firearm instead of a
Faster. Or firearm or pills.
Right. People ain't committing seppuku. Y'all know what seppuku is in Japan back in not medieval Japan, back in the 1600, 1500, 1400s in Japan, they would commit seppuku, I think it's called, when they would off themselves. A samurai would, disrobe himself, take a sword, stab himself in the stomach, run it across the blade of the the stomach, and its entrails, his guts start oozing all over the place, and he'd kill himself for different reasons. For honor, for respect, to incite something, for a message, to not be captured, you know what I'm saying? Or if he was accused of something, it was considered an honorable death. It's a lot of reasons, but I don't see people doing that these days.
Well, and he had options for both.
There's tons of knives in here.
I don't get a real medieval feel from him.
I don't know. I mean, there's
There's a sword back here.
Yeah, but like
pretty pointy. I took that thing out. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this now, since everybody's recording. If you ever find me with multiple stab wounds in my chest, I didn't do it myself.
What?
And I don't know. This is just weird.
It's too weird. There's something not right.
Once the search was concluded, an officer called Heather to inform her that she could return home.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I can't. Like I said, I can't give you any advice at this point, ma'am.
Right. Okay. Do I just wait? Do I just wait?
As far as what do you mean? Wait for what?
To hear from you guys? Do I?
Yes. I mean, you'll hear from us. OMI will probably get a hold of you eventually too, concerning making arrangements for the body. But that's about it from here out, ma'am.
While the officer may not have known it at the time, this wouldn't be it for the case.
So tomorrow I need to look into an attorney.
That's up to you. That's like I said. That's completely up to you. I can't make any.
I know.
Recommend.
I know you can't.
Recommendations.
I just, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Following this call, Heather was allowed to return home, and for years there were no developments in Robert's case.
Years went by? Hold on. This thing went on for years? He found stabbed up in the crib? Oh, man, hold on, man. That's crazy. Years went by? Let's just keep going. We almost done.
That is, until April 1st, 2025.
It took till just now, this year?
Almost 5 years after Robert's death, officers find themselves waiting outside the school where Heather works.
And she was still allowed to go back and work with them children. Lord have mercy.
So I'm going to grab your stuff from you, okay? You have an arrest.
Put your hands behind your back, Heather.
What do I have a warrant for?
For homicide. You have the right to remain silent. Any statements made by you may be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney. Not a court attorney. One will be appointed to represent you for each charge. You have a right to consult an attorney.
Can I call my mom real quick?
Yeah, hold on. You have the right to consult an attorney before any questions are asked.
Yeah. I have no idea what this is.
Once again, Heather's phone revealed more than she'd been willing to share. Despite her claim that the couple never fought, video footage was found from November 23, 2020, 6 days before Robert's death.
Why didn't y'all check, if she was the prime suspect in this thing, why didn't y'all check her phone back then? Why wasn't her phone records pulled, text messages pulled, anything she was Googling or Yahooing or whatever? Why wasn't all that checked if she was the only prime suspect? Or if those three were the prime suspects, why wasn't a warrant drafted up so y'all can search the house, search their phone records, search all that if they're the only people that are involved in this case? That just don't make no damn sense. I would have thought y'all would have got that back then. a few days after she's arrested to get the phone records. What?
Death. Heather had been recording an argument between her and Robert over Robert's ex-wife, where he can be heard saying, "You, and you just want to be mean and stupid."
You guys really had to arrest me right in front of the kids that I work with.
Well,
come on.
We waited until the school got out.
No, but I still have kids in the cafeteria.
Okay, would you like to stand on the other side of this car?
Yeah.
Despite being arrested, Heather manages to keep up a friendly attitude while waiting to be transported.
Could somebody have my glasses up a little bit? Thanks.
That's good.
So just animals in your house,
Yes.
that's it?
Oh,
Okay.
and I have to pee. Of course I do.
Her humor doesn't last for too long, however, once she's placed in the back of a police vehicle.
Please don't let them plaster my face on Facebook, please. You know what I mean?
No, unfortunately, I know exactly what you mean. And I wish they would stop doing that. I really,
Well,
really do.
mine is because of my profession, you know? That's why I couldn't believe they grabbed me right here in front of my job.
In her interview, Sonia also shared some reasons why it may have taken so long for there to be any developments in Robert's case.
We have a single lab in the state of New Mexico to process evidence, and so everything they did was on a slow scale. It took months for things to be processed. It just kind of got put on the back burner, I guess.
Other than this, how's your night going?
Fine. It was good. It was actually great. I have the best job. I live my best life.
Robert's cause of death was ruled to be 3 stab wounds to the chest, but the manner of death was undetermined. The pathologist listed that he had minor blunt force injuries on his head and neck, including an abrasion and underlying hemorrhage on his forehead, an abraded contusion on his abdomen, and a few contusions and abrasions on his arms. His post-mortem blood alcohol level was 0.084, which is the blood alcohol limit for driving in New Mexico. The steak knife was also tested, but no blood was found. However, Robert's DNA was present on the blade.
So, Ms. Fernandez, you've been advised of your rights.
Correct.
Do you know why you're here?
Just no.
Okay. So, the last time you and I talked was back in 2020. This has to do with your husband,
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
Okay. So, we've completed our investigation. It took some time because we had a lot to process. But our investigation, from what we have, we know what happened, okay? And this is your opportunity to tell us the truth about what happened, okay? Because what you told me last time, none of the evidence that we processed matches with what you're telling us. So I know what happened to Robert. I just don't know why it happened to him. This is your time to tell me why.
I'm going to need an attorney.
Okay. All right. We'll get you up to the jail then.
Can I please use my phone real quick to call my boss and my mom?
Yeah, let me find out. Let me make sure that we're going to be able to do that. Give me a minute.
You know-
I'll be right back. Just hang out.
The autopsy also revealed that the 2 stab wounds to Robert's right chest entered the chest cavity and punctured his right lung, resulting in a collection of air around the lung. He also had 1 stab wound on his left chest, which punctured his left lung and lacerated the coronary artery of his heart. This injury resulted in approximately 3 liters of blood collecting in his chest cavity and explains the lack of blood found at the scene. Both of the wounds to his chest resulted in collapsed lungs. According to police documents, it would be almost impossible for Robert to have injured himself to the point of puncturing both lungs and severing a coronary artery, and then proceed to eat pie with Heather. As well, the pathologist stated that it wasn't likely for his death to occur over hours, and estimated that it was more likely to have been within minutes to hours. As well, according to police documents, when Heather initially called 911, she told the dispatcher that, quote, he got mad, though she never explained this statement further.
Okay, you ready?
Not really.
Well, ready to get out of here at least? Bye.
Heather was charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. After her arrest, she was released on a personal recognizance bond while awaiting trial. At the time of this video, there's been no conviction or sentencing in this case. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access to select new videos.
Was he late?
That is crazy, y'all. So it took 5 years to get to the bottom of the case. 5 years, ended up in April 2025. To this day, no conviction. She was released to be able to do some stuff. Like, this is crazy. The fact that New Mexico only had one crime lab thing to process all the evidence for the whole damn state, that's diabolical. We did get to see, though, the story was out of whack from the jump. I think the cops, I can't necessarily say the cops, they didn't mention that warrants was being denied. I don't see any reason to why they wouldn't have received a warrant to check her phone, to check text messages, videos, everything in the phone. Why didn't they get all that stuff back then? You know what I'm saying? How do you let 5 years go by? A lot of times in these videos, people, they be committing murders, you feel me, and just go on living their life. Go on just 5 years. She out there teaching. She thinks she cool wearing sunglasses. No, the sun was outside. I'm just being a joke, a little tongue in cheek, you feel me? But yeah, she just out there living her best life, moved on. And when he asked her why she's here after they told her you're being arrested for homicide, do you know why you're here? I don't. Huh? Ma'am, your husband was killed 5 years ago, and you were the prime suspect. Why are you talking about you don't know why you're here now? Huh? Huh? Anyways, y'all see this. The moral of the story is, what is the moral of the story? Man, you can't trust everybody. Can't trust everybody. Golly. And a lot of things about your character should speak to things that happen to you in traumatic situations. Knowing that he was an alcoholic, you know, people telling me he was depressed and all those kind of things made it easy for her to try to conjure up the story of him committing suicide, when I don't think that's the case. But like I said in the beginning of this video, innocent until proven guilty from what I see. I ain't no cop, no 12, no police, no 5-0, no rollers, none of that. But my Sherlock Holmes skills, my deductive reasonings is telling me that she's guilty, but we don't know. The judge gonna figure that out. If y'all do see this case and y'all see a verdict on it and you see it before me, tag me in it, let me know. If there's any videos you wanted me to see and react to, send them to my email, shogunk@gmail.com. Until next time, peace.